Hey, what's up guys? It is Rob from Movie Review Time, and I am back with a brand new horror collection video. COVID edition, that's right. Now I used to do horror collection videos, back in like 2009, 2010. And it's basically where I take a horror series or franchise and show you every single movie within that franchise. Or every single movie that I own in my collection for the franchise. And I like to show the different editions that I have, because I do have multiple editions of certain movies. So that's what I'm going to do today, is start fresh, start over, and try to show different ones that I didn't show before. And, some of them I've actually collected more of since I first started. So that'll be interesting. So for my first horror collection video, I wanted to talk about the George A. Romero zombie films. Yes. Wanted to talk about all the zombie films he did, as well as the remakes that follow. And just make it one big, huge horror collection video. I think you guys will like it. Sit back and relax. I have VHS, I have DVDs, I have Blu-rays here. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, hope you enjoy this one. Let's get started here. First up is the Millennium Edition DVD of Night of the Living Dead, 1968. Where it all started. They're coming to get you, Barbara. From Elite Entertainment. Now, back when I got this, I was doing my research, trying to find the best edition of this movie. And people all over were saying that the Millennium Edition was the best. With the features, it's from the 35mm negatives. And, so far, I feel that they are right about it. This is a fantastic edition of the movie. Even though I'm really fond of the Criterion Collection, this one is definitely a good edition to check out. So, I remember it was kind of rare. I went to FYE and found this one. It was the last one. So, that is the first one up there. The movie that started it all there, the zombies. Then we have the Criterion Collection Blu-ray of Night of the Living Dead, 1968. I think this edition looks fantastic. I do like it a lot. The sound is really good, and yeah, it's just a classic movie. Even though I do prefer the remake a little bit more. But, yeah. Next up is, of course, Dawn of the Dead. Now, this is the Ultimate Edition DVD with all the cuts. And, I picked this one up at the Denver airport, out of all places. I was on my way to Las Vegas. I remember, in the Denver airport, there was this like magazine shop or something like that, and they had an end cap with movies. It was very, very small, and a glass case, I guess, where no one can steal things. There were certain box sets and things like that. This was on the top, and I remember it was like $80, and I'm like, oh man. So I spent, pretty much $80 of the money that I was going to take to Vegas, and I bought this because I'm like, I need to get it. Screw Vegas, I'm just going to get this. And, when I came back from that trip, this was probably one of the best things that I picked up, or even won in that case. Because I felt like I won, I just saw this sitting there, and I'm just like, I got to have it. So, Dawn of the Dead, Ultimate Edition. Next up is, of course, the third movie in the George A. Romero zombie film franchise. And that is Day of the Dead. And I have it here on VHS. I love this VHS cover. It's in actually pristine condition. It just looks amazing. It says, "The darkest day of horror the world has ever known." There's just something about that cover. It just, I don't know. It just looks like it's multiplying. Like, it's really cool. And I love the different colors there. On the back, of course, you got Bub. But, yeah, the Day of the Dead VHS tape. Then I got, of course, the standard DVD. Now, I know a lot of people have this one. It's where you basically take Bub's face and peel it back, and then it reveals Dr. Frankenstein there, and then the zombie. Pretty cool. It includes a lot of things, but or not a lot of things, but that pamphlet. But it's been a good addition for me. Like, I really do like it, and this is definitely a fantastic movie. So, Day of the Dead on DVD. Next up is Land of the Dead here on DVD. It's got a bunch of bonus features there. Now, this is the fourth movie, and I do like it. I think it's kind of underrated, that like the main story with the tower, or the building in the middle of this perimeter area. I do, here's the thing. I don't really care for the zombie that is kind of like leading everybody. The zombie that's all of a sudden smart, and he's just like going, he's just kind of like making everybody follow him. I'm just like, I don't know about that. But, I don't know. I think the gore effects and stuff are pretty good in this. So, I wouldn't say it's a bad film. It's just kind of forgotten in ways. So, then I have it here, of course, I have the Scream Factory edition of Land of the Dead, with the slipcover, and then, of course, the regular cover that I switched around on the case. So, Scream Factory version. Then we get to George A. Romero's Diary of the Dead, which, I don't know. I didn't really care for this as much as the others. I definitely think Land of the Dead is better. I think I don't know if I prefer this over Survival of the Dead, but that's kind of a hard one to answer. And of course, we have Survival of the Dead here on DVD from Magnet Films. And then I have, of course, this one, which is the 2-disc Ultimate. Now, the 2-disc Ultimate Undead Edition has the slipcover, the hologram slipcover, which is pretty cool. And I remember I picked this up at Dollar Tree. So I already had this one, and I saw this for $1. I'm like, why not? I think that slipcover is pretty awesome. But yeah, pretty much the same thing, but this is a different edition. So, Survival of the Dead, kind of just a strange film, basically about like this family and like territory and stuff like that. Just not really my cup of tea. But those are the George A. Romero zombie films in a nutshell. And the first three, like I said, the first three are just excellent. They're just some of the best zombie films ever made. Now we're going to get into the remakes. So here we have the 1990 Tom Savini remake, Night of the Living Dead, here on DVD. And I freaking love this movie. I love the character Barbara in this, played by Patricia Tallman. And she is very, very good. Tony Todd is in this. And there are some things that are basically the same as the 1968, but there's so many differences. I just think this one was better paced, and yeah, I think the zombies looked really good. So then, of course, I got it here on Blu-ray, and it looks really good. I really love that cover. It's like all the zombies are walking up to the house. But yeah, Tom Savini, he did an excellent job with this movie. So there it is on Blu-ray. Then we get to, of course, Dawn of the Dead remake by Zack Snyder. This is the Scream Factory Blu-ray version. And then you got that cover art right there. I love that cover art. This movie surprised me. I mean, this one was so different from any of the zombie films I've ever seen, because this one introduced the fast-running zombies. I mean, these zombies are more aggressive than the stupid, you know, the ones that act kind of stupid and slow. You know, you can get around them easily. These, you can't even outrun these. I think these are scarier in that regard, because if you find yourself in the middle of a group of running zombies after you, there's just no escape. There's no chance unless you're a fast runner and that's all you're going to do. These zombies just, I don't know. I just think they're, it's freaky in some ways. But I do like this movie. I prefer the original, though. All right, so when did this come out? 2007, or 2008, something like that. Here you have Day of the Dead. Now, this is not really a, I don't want to say that this is a straightforward remake of Day of the Dead. There are some things they hint at, but it's directed by Steve Miner. I don't get it. You know, this movie is a mess. It's got Mina Suvari in it, Ving Rhames, and Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon. Yeah, I just can't believe Steve Miner did it. It's got problems, a lot of problems. I think the effects are okay, but I just didn't really care for the story that much. And it looks like it's cheaply made as well. But this one is more of a remake to the original Day of the Dead. And it is Day of the Dead Bloodline. And you can see while watching this movie, it is like the original. Like there's this area, like this facility that's kind of like underground, and then there's this guy who kind of acts like the Bub character, and then there's certain things that they have to do, like when they're in the facility that happened in the original. There's so many nods to the original in this movie, and I think, to me, this one is a lot better than the Nick Cannon one. But that's not really saying much. I still think they need to do a better job. They need to come out with some kind of, like, if they made it in the same universe as, let's say, the Zack Snyder remake, or even the Tom Savini one, if they made one like that, that would be awesome. I mean, they don't need to make it shot for shot. They don't need to copy off the story. There is a lot of differences in this one, but I just don't think it was executed as well. So, that is the last one that I own in my collection. And that does it for the George A. Romero Dawn of the Dead series franchise. Those are all the movies that I own on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray for that specific series. So, thank you very much for watching this. I'll be back with more horror collection videos for you. And we'll see what series or franchise we'll tackle next. I have a ton to get through. And yeah, it's a blast talking about them. So, this is Rob signing off. Subscribe for more content. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. It's over here.